hope you enjoy my selected stops as I go across America. My friend Neil Armstrong in front of his museum in Wapakoneta as some fire action is happening in the distance. A little look at Neil Armstrong's childhood home in a quaint little street in Ohio. In the middle of Greenwood Cemetery in Ohio, in Wapakoneta, is Neil Armstrong's mother and father's grave. Neil was cremated and his ashes scattered off of Cape Canaveral.
Ohio Street. In 150 meters, turn right onto Ohio Street. Turn right onto Ohio Street, then turn right onto West Mechanic Street.
Grew up. Some beautiful homes in the hometown of Neil Armstrong. Off to see MJ. This is a small home that Joe Jackson raised all the children, including Michael and Janet.
Here we are.
Jackson 5.
Michael Jackson's home.
Growing up.
Proceed to the route.
Neighborhood.
In 500 meters, turn right onto Broadway.
Next is a stop in Springfield to see Mr. Lincoln. Fascinating tour at his museum in Springfield. At the time of Lincoln's death, people looked for macabre souvenirs. On the left is a piece of fabric that was wrapped around Lincoln's head to stem the bleeding. And that was some of the hair shaved from him by the surgeon to get at the puncture wound site. Okay, this is the famous fence where Tom Sawyer had his buddies do the job farm, and actually Pam do the whitewashing of the fence. And it is right beside his childhood home, which is right over there at the brook. This is Mark Twain Historical District in the back with the brick stonework is where Samuel Clements' home was, and there's a fence for the whitewashing right behind me. Huckleberry Finn comes to mind when you look at this scene. Wilson Creek was a battle site between the Confederates and the Union soldiers. The Confederates ultimately won this battle. Me off my one shoulder behind the car park is the cornfield where a lot of the fighting took place. The Union General Lyon was killed. I guess his body was moved to this farmer's house, which was a Confederate field hospital at the time. Behind me is the one main battle site of the Civil War Battle of Wilson Creek. It's a cornfield, and Wilson Creek is right here. The one General Price had his headquarters based in a little shack just off in the distance, and one of the main battles was Bloody Hill, where the Confederate forces were rebuffed, even though they won and held the area for the final victory on this, but the Union soldiers were able to escape. 5 a.m. in the morning, the Confederate Generals Price and McCulloch noticed that the Union Army were attacking and all of our soldiers were retreating, running for their lives, running from the flash of the Union cannons on the hill. They shouted their orders and they organized into battle lines, and they did the attack, a counterattack, and the battle had begun for the next 6 hours. This is St. Louis's famed arch, right at the edge of the Mississippi. You can see there's paddle steamers that go down the Mississippi. The hockey arena where the St. Louis Blues play, City Hall, in downtown St. Louis. And we're just heading over to one of the main boulevards to check it out. The small town of Abilene in Kansas is the site of the Dwight D. Eisenhower Presidential Museum and Library, and also has a chapel with his mortal remains. Family home is the little white one there. The museum is just off in the background. And in Created Chapel, we are going to visit the mortal remains of Eisenhower and pay respect to him and his wife. Teletype announcing the attack on Pearl Harbor. We're in the Eisenhower Museum in Abilene, Kansas. Looking at Eisenhower's first star as a general. From Eisenhower's staff car, his uniform, a dagger given to him by Marshal Zhukov of the Soviet Union. The portfolio contained the surrender documents. The museum is quite amazing. It also includes his run and success reaching the Oval Office. Very similar to the base. General and later President Eisenhower lies side by side with his wife in the small chapel. Next, I headed south through Oklahoma City, through Texas, to finally reach New Mexico and Albuquerque. Just on the outskirts of Oklahoma City is the 45th Infantry Division's Museum. This division was the first into Berlin at the end of the Second World War, and as a result, they have many amazing artifacts in the museum from that time period. We're at the Infantry Museum in Oklahoma City. Amazing artifacts captured by the 45th Infantry Division. Hitler's personal banner, his cloak taken from his Munich apartment, his funeral banner that was used during ceremonies, as well as a sterling silver frame taken from the bunker bedroom. It's a mirror. These are artifacts taken from Hitler's quarters, Mein Kampf from his apartment, his personal towels, frame from the Munich Punch, stationery, his dinner service, napkins from his home, as well as his hand towel, mirror from the bunker where Hitler committed suicide, taken by a U.S. serviceman pictured here. Outside the museum, they've got a pretty impressive static display park of everything from some of the amphibious vehicles from World War II and other eras, including This chopper is a type used in the TV series MASH and was a Korean War era aircraft. We're at the site of the Oklahoma City bombing by Timothy McVeigh. I believe each of these chairs represents a victim of this domestic terrorism. Up top is the time the bombing took place. This is the beautiful Canal District of Oklahoma City. Just having a little walk around and look with Paisley. The Canal District in Oklahoma City is quite vibrant. A lot of interesting food and little boutiques along the way.
Head north on South Polk
We're
Street
driving
toward Southwest 7th Avenue.
down what looks
In
like
600
the
feet,
old
turn left onto
part
6th Avenue.
of Amarillo. You know it's old when you've got a Woolworths still in existence. And on the original Route 66 through Amarillo, Texas, on our way to Albuquerque, New Mexico. Jaunt along the roadway on Route 66 across all these little quaint places as
Continue
well
for
as
3
not
miles.
so quaint places, some industrial stuff, small little towns. Just a mix. This is what we sort of envisioned for Route 66, where you have little small town, interesting looking shops along the way. Taking a short break on our drive on Route 66, just outside of Amarillo, Texas, to check out the Cadillac Ranch. A bunch of Cadillacs stuck in a farmer's field.
What's Daddy doing, Pace? He's spray painting your name. All right.
There you go, Paisley, you're on Fun. Wow. We're at the Cadillac Farm in Texas, having a bit of fun painting. Paisley's wondering what's going on. Part of the fun is spray painting your own Cadillac.
Up on that big silver bar, and we're gonna make it over these rocks. Okay, that wasn't fun. And here we go, guys.
Currently on top of the most of the Rockies here in Albuquerque, and on this side it's a ski. We are at the top of Sandia Peak, overlooking Albuquerque and about a tenth of New Mexico. I'm at the top of the Rockies. Normally there's way more snow than this, even in Albuquerque, New Mexico, but because of the drought there isn't, so I'm going to send them down a little bit of water.
Luckily, there's 2 opportunities: come down, going out third.
Now it's going to be so much faster because of gravity.
You're probably right about that.
Coming down on the cable car at the last of the Rocky Mountains. They're in Albuquerque, New Mexico. See the paraglider off on our left.
There's the white one.
So welcome back, everybody, to the track.
What's that word I want?
This side of the mountain. Here it's not too big. It's always like taking our time.
So you're asking what the others are?
I did a self-driving tour of the sites that they filmed Breaking Bad. A great way to see the city of Albuquerque. On the Breaking Bad street, the house is the one with the orange and the construction in front. I was discreet when filming Walter White's house. The homeowner is not a big fan of tourists. The Breaking Bad tour. I'm outside of the home where Jesse's girlfriend OD'd. Just across the street is the other home where Jesse lived, and they hid the brown Winnebago for a while from the Breaking Bad. It's interesting to see some of the sites used to film. Some are actually what they were in the TV series, like the car wash. Others are a Thai restaurant instead of a lawyer's office. This is the chicken location where a lot of the drugs were distributed during Breaking Bad. We are at the Nuclear Museum in Albuquerque, New Mexico. You can see a B-52 Strath Fortress, the conning tower of a nuclear submarine, and various delivery mechanisms throughout. The final portion of the trip across the U.S. was a drive from Albuquerque into Phoenix. Just enjoyed the scenic vistas as we spent the day on the road before finally arriving safely in Phoenix. The next videos will feature some of the best things to do while spending a week or two in Arizona. If you have any questions about any of the locations in the video, just drop a question in the comment section and hit like if you enjoyed the video.